that.
Sure.
And
I'll go through my opener again after he does.
he's made it pretty simple that Loam is like probably one of the better cards.
Yeah, I think it's like the nuts and bolts, it feels like.
Well, that's if you play.
So Ketter's Bowl going to need a 6 here for people on YouTube in the future. We just started recording. So he had 3 bridges in his first opener.
Sure, we'll keep this.
All right, so go ahead and take us through.
Mulligan, or sorry, Scry. Okay. We'll leave that there. No, we'll put it on bottom, actually. Okay. So, hand is probably one of the worst ones we could hold on to, but it's functional. We've got a aggressive piece here. At least one, dredger access. Obviously, these aren't very good, but we'll get them into play regardless. And then a little bit of mana. This is not your dredge deck of other formats. You actually have to cast spells fairly. So we'll go from here. This will be all right. We did put the card on bottom because we want that to be shuffled away. So let's do this.
On my side of the table,
Okay.
we've got a reasonable 7. We've got only 2 lands, but the green Snapcaster Mage often rebuys fetches in this deck, so we'll have access to 3 lands and 3 turns thoroughly, so starts off. On to them Grixis decks.
Yep.
All right.
Easy matchup.
And we drew our 3rd land, which is good. We'll go ahead and put our Noble Hierarch and ship on back.
We're going to fletch a red-black land here. That's acknowledging the importance of cards like Faithless Looting next turn.
Got to cast those bridges, right?
Yeah.
Triple black.
Pretty sure there's a red-black land. Okay, good.
Do you want me to write down what's fetchable in there? So
No, we're
I
good.
was because sometimes when we play weird decks, I'm like, what's still left to fetch in this deck?
Yeah,
Can I
like,
keep
what
going?
does this get?
Just lead on Bizarre Baghdad, you'll be fine.
All right, 19. I just wish we could select a dredge here, but, not so lucky. All right, Enabler. Skill game. So my thoughts here are obviously to put this in play. It's going to require us to use that. We could always go with the Anemic Attacker. Yeah, we'll just put this in and fetch. So we'll go down to 17.
16.
16.
I thought.
Yep.
I got you right here too if you need to know.
Oh, man.
So, in retrospect, I'm probably supposed to mulligan this hand all the way out. I can't get that one either. Is there a blue-black land?
8.
8. That's way fun.
There is no watery grave.
You can do me a favor and go over here to this other monitor and scroll up and update the Twitch title. Scroll up a little more.
Well,
Live testing, say, guest star Kent Ketter.
Oh, good.
We
That'll
are-
get the hits. That'll get the views.
literally just looking for a black
What
source.
you doing, man? Is this easier on Moto?
It is
Oh, so much.
the one thing that's better
Based-
about Magic Online.
Based moto.
And click update.
So,
Where's update?
not necessarily, I don't want to have this come off as a harsh critique,
Scroll down.
but not having
you go.
access to blue for casting your amalgams and stuff like that just seems like a little bit of a...
Isn't there cements in there?
Yeah, but it's not black.
Oh, okay.
So,
Oh, there's no water
There's
grid.
Yeah.
no water grade? Okay.
yeah, it just seems kind of like, I don't know.
Well, there's only 18 lands, so he just wants like most of his lands to make red mana, right?
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I think all the other ones are red, and that would make perfect sense. See, there's much smarter people than me building these guys.
So on my side of the table, I was pretty much going to play the Eternal Witness this turn, but our last 2 draws have been a 3rd land, so we don't need the Witness to rebuy that. And we picked up a bird this turn, so I think I'm just going to go ahead and play the bird, and then play a fetch 9 and then crunch for 1, since Bloodghast can't block.
Yep, beats.
15.
Okay, so
Interesting.
we're going to suspend this. This is kind of a fun
Did I
one.
place that card?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
this is what
Yeah,
makes
man.
yeah. We're going to
Spicy.
attack for 2.
Yep.
God,
Okay,
you put in the work
um,
on these.
At the end of combat, I'm going to sack it.
Sure.
Having a 9. Did you put Greater Gargadon on screen?
Yes. I have to put like half
Every
the cards
one of
he's
his
playing.
cards.
God bless the overlay.
I mean,
So, nice little interaction there. Getting to buy back the bullet gas to get your Gargadon triggers. Probably not the primary point, but good enough. And I will pass the turn back.
This is the nut. What do you mean?
it's not like it can block it.
What is it, 17 to 15 is what we have, right?
Look, I just want more triggers
Oh,
to click
okay,
through.
no.
Okay. That is moto inefficient for those at home. We do not want to have to, click on more triggers.
Oh wait, geez, Ken, you messed up already. Dice that tick down are black.
You
What?
play
I
in
thought
the
those were
feature match
planes. I
area?
thought those were
Alright, come
planeswalker
on.
dice.
They're non+1/+1 counter dice.
Oh.
Enjoy your drive home.
Yeah.
Get out.
Never.
Gotta remove the guest star, Ken Kevin, now.
Alright, so my side of the table, we continue to draw some reasonable ones. We picked up a copy of this turn.
Big cheater over here.
I think because Kent's start is just so slow, I'm just going to actually play this turn. We could just do this and get scavenging ooze, but I think we can wait a turn to do that. Let's play
I never had any idea. No clue that those
Pia-
were tick down dice.
Pia and Kurnalar, get some Thopters, play a land. Go ahead.
That is
Alright.
Sam Fire.
Upkeep.
Yep.
Tick down. It's because they're black dice.
Atta baby. You've done it.
That's on to you. Oh yeah, it starts at 10, doesn't it?
Yep.
Come on,
So
man.
big.
You've played this card before.
I have, you're not wrong.
I don't know why, and I don't know why I know that, but you have.
Attack for 2.
It was the 100 ticket challenge. You played that card, I believe.
Yep. No blocks.
Jeez.
Got him.
15?
Yep.
15 for everyone?
Yep.
Jeez.
Oh man.
That big Gargadon's gonna come down.
Landfall, baby. Let's go.
Yep.
Bloodgrass got vigilance too. Jeez.
14.
Can't block but has vigilance? Good.
It's great.
Great design.
I just want tormenting
Yep,
voice. I
see,
want
somebody
it back.
knows. Restore balance for 100 ticket modern challenge. They know.
Oh, that's also the Twitch.
Jeff's going to 14 for you.
14, 15. Yeah.
I never know what that icon's
Turbo.
for. Turbo. That's what it is.
Turbo.
People who really like Twitch, and it's probably money well spent.
Probably.
Alright, so you're on our land, so you get to play that out this turn, and then you have a couple of choices here. I think it's just Chord for the Anafinza, though.
Alright, time to bring Anafinza up on the screen next.
Standard
Standard All-Star.
So
That's a bag.
I don't think I do.
You respond to Chord for 3. Yeah.
Jeff put this card in last second.
So the problem here is if I respond to the Chord, this is assuming we're at like a normal Star City event. I'll have no idea he's getting Anafinza. But if he does get Anafinza, and this is then in the graveyard, my Dredge potentials are kind of questionable. I don't really have enough cards to flag away the Anafinza, so I think I just let it resolve and just see. Yep, okay.
According for 3, have no idea what it is. And then it's that. What do you do?
I mean, this game's over, right?
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
You should have a fast
Yep. Oh, look at that!
What do we find? Something good?
Right in the graveyard. Oh, wait.
Pretty great.
Got these Narcomoebas.
Oh, God.
In the opener. That was
So
good.
I do think this is one of those decks that were higher. There's a higher incentive to mulligan aggressively for your because really the deck is it's really 3 pieces: a mana source,
Yep.
a mana source, an enabler, and a dredger, and you don't care about anything else.
Yeah. And I think that's why it's you said Treecorn doesn't seem great, but
Yeah.
Treecorn is just it's 2 cards, and it's mana source, card, it's the enabler, and possibly the dragon.
Yeah, I mean it is.
you get 4 looks.
Right, 4 looks before you get to your first
Yeah.
draw stuff, which is
Once
fair.
you put Treecorn up on the thing for you. And you know what the worst was? The guy that was playing this deck in the tournament, it was 100% foreign almost. It was 95% foreign.
That's
And of course, all the cards that you'd have to read were not in English.
That's so awful.
I have some fat hands.
Neonate's like the best card in
This
this
is
deck.
fancy, like the opposite of Donald
I
Trump.
don't think this list has Neonate. This list doesn't have Neonate, right?
Yeah, that's the like the
That's-
best card in the
Yeah,
deck.
How many
yeah.
cards you playing?
Yeah.
It
It's
literally
like that card that made the deck good again.
it says enable Dredge with 1 red mana.
Right.
Could you? Oh. I think that math is wrong.
2 bridge from belows.
What was the Gargadon at the end of the game?
7.
7.
You had 4 lands.
Why? Could I put it?
I
Could I
think
put it in
next
play?
I mean, putting the
you can
Gargadon
have
into play didn't do anything.
Right,
You had the
didn't do
infinite
anything.
blockers.
Yeah,
So on my side of the table, this 7 is 5 lands and
Better.
2 spells that aren't great, so we're going to mulligan.
Jesus, man, get better at this game. I don't know. Are you on the draw? You're on the draw list too?
In our testing, like we went down to 5 like all the time, and which
Yeah.
is fine as long as you hit your.
I'm gonna mull this down to 6. While I do have the neonates here, like we're really just digging for that dredger. Like it is the deck's title is Dredge, so you should probably have a Dredge card in your opener, or you're just a really, really, really bad Grixis aggro deck.
You just had like,
Yeah.
you just had 2 neonates, no lootings.
I had an amalgam, just like some other things, but no.
It was close. If you had a dredger, it's probably a snap.
Yep. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like is any one of those.
Alright, so my 6 is again not stellar in this matchup, but it's perfectly reasonable overall. We've got 2-drop, and we got some land, and we got an Eternal Witness, and the nice thing about this deck is that if we like the card we can keep on top, we can just like not fetch for a turn, just like fetch some basics. So we got Scry. Yeah, that's probably fine. We'll definitely leave it there. We may or may not shuffle it away.
Okay. So on my side here, we've got a medium enabler, Gargadon, which seems fine. We'll keep this. I think this is violating our rule of having the dredger in the opener, but the hope is that we can make this work from here. So
It was great.
medium plus. We'll bottom that.
Good. I am gonna fetch this away for the sake of time.
Hello. I'm going to go to 17 to cast the Shriekhorn. I did pick this up on my draw step.
Nice.
So, like many of your matchups in Modern, life total, tends to be irrelevant, but I would warn people burn exists and always act like it does. I think Jeff was commenting earlier on when I was recording a Kiki video. I was very heavily favoring the no fetch
So
shocks.
we drew this for the turn, which is just excellent. That's everything we want and more. So we're gonna go ahead and fetch a basic forest here and play Wall of Omens and pass the turn.
End of turn, I'm going to activate the Shriekhorn to place 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, we don't hit the Dredger, we hit the Amalgam, which is fine. And then, this is the important thing with Shriekhorn. In the upkeep,
Yeah.
make sure you activate it again. So,
Not the worst.
nope. Alright, we'll go to the draw step here.
Yep.
So I'm actually going to... This is actually a decent sequence here. So we're going to cast the Faithless Looting.
Yep.
Pick up 2.
This deck is so odd to play.
So I'm going to discard these 2 here. The Grave Troll's like a given. The question from there is
Yeah.
like one or the other, but I like putting the Bloodghast into the graveyard.
Gets the most
I
power.
don't mind it,
Gets
yeah,
power
yeah.
pretty quickly. Because you have an amalgam in there from
Yep.
the Shrine, right? Yeah.
And then a delayed trigger on the Amalgam, the end of turn.
That's what I got so far.
Actually, kind of some sweet sequences we can pull off here coming up. I think I'm actually just going to get the basic mountain.
You're at 16 to 18
No,
is what I got?
can't.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to take another 2.
14. Yep.
18.
Alright, so...
You want a face looting?
No, we're going to cast a Gargadon.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. It's fine.
End of turn.
Yep.
Amalgam, go ahead.
So my side, we're gonna fetch basic planes and Eldritch Evolution, Wall of Omens into Anaphenda and pass the turn.
So,
I'm not sure.
And you can play like you know that's coming. Most Dredge players wouldn't, and then they just
It's
wreck.
like, yeah, sure,
from
whatever.
here, I'm actually going to sacrifice both of these.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get 2 tokens from the Bridge from Bliss.
Oh, there's a bridge in there. Oh wait,
Do you not want
actually,
to do it then?
Oh, yeah.
So I actually have to do it in response.
And you might, yeah, because you'd want to respond
So
to this.
in response to the Eldritch Evolution, which is going to remove my bridge, I'm going to sack both of these, ticking down my Garganon. That's going to give me 2 zombies.
We're next to you.
And...
I'm down to 17, by the way.
That's triggered, right?
And that...
I would put
No.
Bridge Pavilion on here. 'Cause I don't even
And your
think
bridge is
I-
gone?
Yes. Bridge is gone, because Eldritch Evolution is the best.
Yep.
So now the question is...
Do you Dredge? This is going to 7.
Yep. So this is just another, like, you know, accenting how easy this deck is to beat with, like, singular hate cards. I want to Shriekhorn here in the upkeep, and I do think I also want a Grave Troll. The reasoning behind that is I do want to find the Conflagrate. If I can find it off of the Shriekhorn, I can draw my 4th card and blow up his Anafinza, which puts us in a pretty good position. So we'll activate this here. Put 2 into the graveyard. Heyo. So I'm gonna sack this as well.
That is how that works, isn't it? Yep.
You get to use the
So
street coins?
this I'm gonna go to my draw step, and I'm just gonna draw my card here. I want the 4th one. So I am just going to activate Conflagrate, discard 4 cards,
Any creatures?
1 Amalgam.
Amalgam is exiled. And Anafinza dice.
Amalgam's exiled.
And your bridge exiles.
Yes, it does, but that's okay. Can't win them all. Amalgam is exiled.
Yep.
I think we'll just go side by side
I
business.
take 4.
Yep,
Yep, I go to 13.
go ahead.
Alright, so we were kind of hoping to hit a land there. Because if we hit a land, we could have played Eternal Witness, get back Anafinza, play Bird of Paradise. I think what I have to do now is play this Wall of Omens to get started. So I really kind of want to use this Witness to rebuy my Anafinza. The nice thing about this is I get to start blocking these Sandblacks. We hit a land this turn, so that's not the worst. So go ahead and play that tapped, and then play this bird out, and then we have a couple of different decisions for next turn, but for now we are all done. Go ahead.
What you got?
Okay, so we're gonna tick this down here. So the thought here is I can just load up my graveyard with the Grave Troll. Not a terrible place to be. My other thought, though, is I can just mill 3 with the Dakmor Salvage, which will get me the Blood Gas and the Amalgam back. Also sets me up for Faithless Looting the next turn, so I'm actually going to go with that sequence.
A Dredge 2.
Nice. That's a big one.
Okay.
All right.
So we're then going to play this.
Yep.
Triggers Blood Gas.
Yep.
Attack.
Block one of them. Take 2, go to 11.
I never thought Jeff would be the hero of this story.
And then we're going to go to my end of turn, which will get my Amalgams back.
Yep.
Yeah.
So another thing you can do as well that I actually saw the gentleman in the top 8 demonstrate.
Oh, you can
Yep.
sacrifice 1
Yep.
in
Bring it
response to
back.
this trigger, and then this one will come back at my end step, right?
Yep.
Which we should do that, right?
Yes, we should.
So we should explain that really quick.
Yeah.
So basically, these are 2 different delayed triggers from both of these, and when the first one comes into play, it's going to cause a
Another delayed, because so it says at the next end step, the beginning of the next end step.
So this one comes into play, and then before this second one comes back into play, he's going to this one, and then when this second Amalgam comes into play, it creates a delayed trigger for this Amalgam that'll come back during my end step.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice little loop. And this is really important on your end step because you're not going to attack until the next turn anyway, so get your free Garganon trigger.
For a sec.
Alright, so we drew for the turn, and we drew everyone's favorite triple red card.
You almost did that.
So we don't have a lot of good choices here. Sorry, we don't have. Thank you. We don't have a lot of good choices here. We have the Chord. We really wanted to draw a land for the Chord, so that way draw a land this turn, so we could Chord for Skoos and eat both of your dredgers. You only have 2 dredgers, right?
Yeah, I have Grave
Imp.
Troll and Stinkweed Imp. Something to keep in mind when you're evaluating the graveyard of this deck as well. Faceless Looting in some situations is just as important as maybe their singular medium treasure. Obviously, I have two great ones, but keep your eye on those Faceless Lootings as well. Those will let their draws get pretty degenerate.
So, yeah, I've got a few different choices here. I don't think any of them get us out of this.
Got him in the hard lock.
Got him in the hard lock, basically. And it's because of this card, really,
Yeah.
right?
It
Like,
is.
Yep.
so I could just like Chord for Skews and eat this, but then like I have to chump this with
With the
Scavenge
Scavenge
Goose because these will be tapped if I. Although I guess no, because I'd want to eat the amalgam. I could Eternal Witness back Wall of Omens and hope to have a bigger board for next turn. That doesn't seem great. I think Eternal Witness back Wall of Omens for more blockers is the most optimal line here. Let's do that. Draw a card. We can still hit a land here to have a bigger Chord next turn. Oh, well, we hit this. That's not the worst draw. So go ahead.
So we're in 5-4. Okay. So we're gonna get the amalgam back.
Yep.
Let's then untap here. So we're gonna be able to put this Gargon into play turn. It's not a question. It's just a matter of when we'd like to make that happen.
This is going to 3 for sure.
Yep. We'll go to the draw step. We're gonna dredge for the Grave Troll here.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You get Delirium.
Yeah, man, play to the slaughter.
All right.
Flashback looting.
I think we're just gonna flashback the looting here.
Yep.
We need like a graveyard cam.
Right.
First,
The hand cam should pick it up a little bit.
Let's see.
first trigger, we're gonna get back this Grave Troll.
Yeah, because this over here is exiled.
It's not bad.
All right, so this is really what we were looking for. We were looking from the bridge from below. This is kind of an interesting thing about Gargadon is we can get a large amount of sacks off of that, and then we'll go for the second one.
Your hand is 3 trolls right now. Yep.
Yeah.
I got 3 trolls.
You got Narcomoebas too.
Yeah, you got 1 Narc
More
Amoeba
Rally
trigger. Yeah.
Presence.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we have 1 Narcomoeba that's going to come in as well. All right. So the random Golgari Thug. Got to replace this. So then we get to put this into play.
Doink.
There's no more amalgams in there. Yep.
Yep. So there could have been something to be said for...
Discard the 2.
Yeah.
Did you sack the amalgams in response to the Narcomoeba trigger?
The problem is that... So the thought if we do this in the second main phase is I'd be able to get a cycle on the amalgam, but we don't really need any more fodder for this. So from here, I think we're just going to sacrifice 3 lands, get the greater... Or 2 lands and a Narcomoeba. Get the Greater Gargadon in play. So what we could also do, not that it's a good situation here, but if you have multiple bridges, you can keep sacrificing, paying the cost to this, getting rid of some creatures and getting multiple zombies back,
Yep.
building up to like 10 or 20 zombies. So we'll just keep this simple, sack this, that'll give us 1 zombie. I'm actually then going to sacrifice that zombie to the Greater Gargadon,
Sure.
because I want to try to keep my land count reasonably high.
You have a bunch of Faithless Lootings, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Salvage, Gargadon,
Cast with haste.
and body.
Come in, baby.
So, So I think our optimal line is just like jump, block, take 6, and then your bridge goes away.
14 to 11, right? That's what you have?
No, 14 and 9.
Jeff's at 9.
That's right. I took 2 last turn,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Because he was saying he was going to be dead to
Sure.
this.
Yeah, because I was to do
Okay.
that.
Yep. And
Alright,
then I'll lose my bridge here, but I don't lose anything else.
Yep. So my witness dies. I go to 3.
3.
Mm-hmm.
3 to 14.
Another small thing, coming into play next turn, kind of stinks, but I can get back the Bloodghast as an attacker with the salvage in the graveyard.
Yep.
So go ahead.
All right. So draw here. Another one of those. So we got 2 of these. So I think the line this turn is we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 7 mana total available to us. So that means we can do this, get scavenging ooze, and eat one thing, which I think is enough to save us, hopefully. God save the queen. Maybe. No, he has a blood gas in there too, which
Right.
can have haste.
Yeah, because
The important note, because I am below. He's going to be able to dredge his Dalekmore and then put
it on the field
put
with
the
haste.
blood gas into play. So if I'm going block. No, I don't think I can live. So I can path this,
Yep.
and then
So if you just remember, if you path
You get
that
the landfall
prior,
trigger?
you get the land immediately.
correct, yeah. I'm saying like during combat, like you
Oh,
dredge,
sure.
you bring blood
Yep.
gas back. I can path this, and then I set up blocks like this,
Go get the scoos.
and then I can chord for the scoos and eat one thing, and I'm still taking 6.
Yeah.
yeah, we're
Yeah.
good. Yeah, well, we beat the turn 3 Anaphens on the draw.
Neat.
Interesting.
Conflagrate.
Weird. Yeah, that dredge was very good.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Ridge
Would this be
conflict.
Would this be feature match area legal? This configuration?
I think so.
Okay. So something that Jeff and I had kind of joked about for you dredge players out there, if you go to the Open Series and you get on camera,
GP2.
GPs too, you cannot
Put your graveyard.
Put your
do
graveyard.
this.
Put your graveyard out everywhere.
You cannot do this.
You gotta get
So-
used to playing weird.
Yep.
Yep.
Get used to either, depending on what they say at the event, either getting used to playing in a pile or playing in an actual concentrated graveyard area.
Yep.
I would hate for folks to, travel all the way to an event, get to the feature match area, be very excited to be there, and suddenly be like, holy smokes, I'm missing triggers, I'm not seeing all the cards in my deck.
Yep.
Something that I saw the gentleman that won the event, he would turn his amalgam sideways.
Yeah, and like you did.
Yeah, feel free to manipulate the cards. Obviously not heavily. I don't think it matters if you reorder in Modern in the least.
Correct. No, yeah, you're allowed to rearrange your graveyard order.
So take advantage of that. Just don't always practice with the graveyard.
Yep.
Even something small.
Thank you
like-
for the resub, Max.
Even
I
something
didn't
small
catch
like
that.
with Owen's deck, I was taking like each individual card type and putting them to the top, so it was easy for
Sure.
people to
Sure.
figure out the.
I'm looking forward to
Never
the shortcuts for Delirium, for people actually counting it. I saw a couple people at regionals using a D6
Sure.
that they actually
How
had a
many you
note
have.
card. They wrote
Yeah.
Delirium on it,
Yeah.
and they would just have it set off to the side. Or somebody had a Delirium, they weren't playing Emrakul. They just
Yeah.
had a card that said yes or no,
Yeah.
and would
Okay.
flip it back and forth. It is. I mean,
Somebody had a coin they were flipping upside down at the Pro Tour. I forgot who it was, but even the Pro Tour had a graphic they had when they had Delirium or not. But somebody had a coin. I don't remember who it
I
was
think it
anyway.
was Ellie. Not
Yeah.
Charlie.
It was it Ali? Yeah, it might have been Ali actually. Yeah, it
Yeah,
wasn't
the
the Pro
blue
Tour.
little
Sorry.
dice,
Yeah.
yeah.
he had like a coin thing he was flipping if he had Delirium or not. Yeah, I think that's what it was.
just something to keep in mind. That is something I hate going to time. I hate people going to time. I hate wasting time. Keep track of your Delirium count, or try to figure that stuff out when you're not in the middle of making a decision. You should
Yeah.
probably have that information stacked up and ready to go ahead of time.
Yep.
Coin for lands. I don't know.
All right. I will keep this.
Yeah.
Why will we keep this here on the plate?
Sure. So we've got our enabler plus dredger. From there, we've got the spiciness there. I think we're just going to keep this pretty simple, and we're gonna go on the 1. So pretty good hand here. This is kind of where I don't enjoy the card, but we're
Yeah.
going to keep it because it's still solid.
So on my side of the table, this hand's great in the dark against an unknown. It's probably medium in this matchup, but again, we're just an evolution away from it being fantastic. So.
18. Turn 1 Faithless Looting for most of you Dredge players will already know this is the best thing you could probably be firing off.
Neonate's a little better.
You're absolutely right. Discard before draw is great. I'm going to discard the 2 best cards that I probably could.
What's it like?
What's it like?
Great.
I don't even know how many Conflagrates are in that deck, but
yeah.
I'm tilted.
Yeah.
Only one.
Only one.
That's what I was saying.
Good.
How many are there actually? Just one.
I'm not sure.
I think there's actually just one.
No.
No way.
Pretty sure there's 2.
So we're judging 6 here.
Yep.
Maybe
Getting
3.
back this other Grave Troll. So from here, I want to make sure that I'm not going to discard below a Conflagrate for 4 or 3. We know he has Anafinza, but just generally speaking, a spread of 3 or 4 damage is a good way to stymie their production. So I'm going to put a Shriekhorn into play.
Is that it?
I'm going to sack this, getting back... Actually, before we do that, because before I even play the land,
Correct. You should.
I'm going to activate this Shriekhorn. See if we can get. Nope. We're not that blessed.
Looking for blood
So
gas.
unlucky.
Yep.
Yep. So play this, sacrifice it, go to 17.
For the peeps.
I'm pretty sure here I'm just going to get another red-black land. We're just wanting to be able to cast Conflagrate or Bloodghast. So it looks like the mana base is built pretty well. I'm just a big dummy.
We're down to what, 15 now? Is that right?
Yep. You have a faith looting? God bless.
I have a Greater Gargadon.
One Conflagrate, just for the record.
One conflagrate? Is there really one?
I told you.
Just for the
Kill
record.
factor. in the game.
One.
Alright, so we drew for the turn, and our deck full of 5 and 6 drops is doing what it does best, and that's drawing 5 and 6 drops. So we're going to play a land, and this turn's still pretty good, though. We get to go voice, second bird. Go ahead.
Sweet, man.
All right, so upkeep.
Should be enough, right?
Get there. That's okay.
You already had Dredger. Yeah.
Yep.
Hold your head, Ken.
So,
All right.
bang.
So here we go.
Bingo.
Narcomoeba getting us the amalgam trigger.
Yep.
Additionally, we're going to activate the Conflagrate,
Oh, yeah, baby.
pitching 4.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Take care of the business on Jeff's side of the table.
We had a... we were just using these. As
Yeah, I think we were.
A rock. Not even close.
It's fine. I don't have a Evan Irwin. Evan, send me one.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that is it for the home team.
Yep. That's
Yep.
Jeff's the
Is that all you
first one.
had that turn? That's it?
Yeah. It's a minor one.
So we drew a land, so I guess that's kind of okay. Play the land and pass the turn.
Just blew up to it, guys.
He doesn't have a hand. Look how many cards you have, Jeff.
All
He's
right.
fine.
So 3. We're still gonna mill here. Hey, another amalgam. It's like
Bango.
we're good at this or something. So what I would really like to find here is a Dakmor salvage.
Yeah.
Getting us a kind of a loop going would be great, but you know, in the interim, we'll just accept this this dredge for 6.
Yep.
Make sure we're not missing
I
anything.
hope the bridges are the bottom 4 cards of your deck.
So as well. All right, so we got another Narcomoeba trigger. So there's
There
the
it is.
salvage we were looking for.
That's pretty good.
We'll put that in play.
No amalgam, right?
So
Oh,
the
you do have one.
amalgam is now a delayed trigger.
Oh, this is going to be nasty. Yeah.
So no bridges here, but if we had the bridges, obviously we would be, you know, like kind of shooting through those real quick. We're going to attack Jeff for 4.
Yep. No blocks.
16.
16.
Perfect mana base over there.
And we'll put this amalgam in play.
I'm going to chord for a bird.
Okay.
I'll go to
15.
15.
Hey, how's that feel?
That feels real bad.
Really hope you have the Anaphyl.
That makes you want to puke. It's still fine. Infant is like
Anafen's not even going to
blow out here. Yeah, it does nothing.
Here, I found this for chat.
Oh, God,
Oh,
you're a
look at
monster.
you. We found a real token.
Whoa,
That's
whoa,
fine.
easy. This
The
is The
Rock.
Rock, sir. This is Dwayne Johnson. Many film star.
TV show on HBO.
Endorsed by Conor McGregor for not being, you know.
Professional pizza eater.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Oh, that was amazing. What a
That's
cheat day.
insane, dude.
You can do what you want when you expend that many calories. Right?
Okay, I mean, so we...
Have
It
ten-
does Anafenza do anything here? I'm not even sure. I mean, I'm probably supposed to just get her.
So with him sacrificing here,
You don't have any bridges. Yep.
nope, there's not really any upside. So I'm just gonna give him a thumbs up.
He says, why didn't Kent sack the first amalgam before the second one entered the battlefield? Does that make sense to do that? I don't know how. I don't remember how it was lined up in the.
You are right. We should have went through that.
So do that
yeah,
then.
Yeah.
Do that.
And
So
the-
that means this one is
It's coming-
chilling
Coming
out.
back
Yeah.
on my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
for people again that missed, we like to take
Is
optimal
it
lines
better?
when we play here. I don't know if Weeze is better. It might, especially with that in the graveyard here.
hmm
Just
The other
do it.
thing is like it. You have 1 mana
I
to
just like
do it?
only have 1 mana this
Okay.
turn is the problem. Like Anafenza blocks. Like
Mhm.
blocks is 3/3s. And like I have this to chump this for a turn at least. Yeah, I think I'm just supposed to get her.
Sure.
We haven't used just
Jeff, what do you have?
Well,
16.
What have I had?
Hold-
Can't worry about
15.
that one conflagrate.
when would you sack that?
At the
He
end
would
of my
say
turn.
during his turn.
Right.
End of
During
my-
Sure,
this-
but then don't you respond to the sack?
he
That
doesn't
that's
get
not
to.
an
It
instant.
doesn't do anything. Yeah,
That's a sorcery.
Evolution's in my. I drew this
Oh,
card.
did I?
And it's a
It's
sorcery.
also a
I'm
sorcery.
sorry, I was thinking it was Chord.
Nice judge we have around.
I was thinking he was courting. I'm sorry.
Gosh.
It's okay.
All right, so already at the end of Fenza and past the turn. Probably not good enough at this point in the game.
Okay. So this is a situation where I don't actually want to do the loop. I just want.
Sure.
Well, maybe I do. So the thought is like I don't necessarily want to run my. No, I can't. I just put it in play. We call it a day.
Good.
So from here, I feel like I'm incentivized to just draw a land. The reasoning behind that is then I can
Really?
fire off the rally.
Yeah.
The flip side of that, though, is if I just take the salvage here, I get back a Bloodghast. And what life total are you at, Jeff?
He's at
15.
16?
15. I took 1.
15?
Took
Okay.
1.
15?
15
Okay.
everybody is what I'm working with now.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm not going to big dredge here. I think I'm just going to get the salvage, putting 2 down. That'll also set up a Faithless Looting, but it's really going to set up this Rally of the Peasants, which I think is where we want to be, and we still get to attack for 2 in the air, which
Yeah.
is just fine. So we're going to dredge the salvage.
Nah, not bad.
Casually put
That's
one more
exiled.
in.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I know, that's why I thought not bad.
Salvage, trigger the Bloodghast.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll put these in the pile of things that are not going to attack just this turn. We're going to get them with the big beating Narcomoebas.
All right, so we go to 13.
13, 15.
And I will pass the turn.
So there's one Firelit Thicket in our deck that's very excellent to draw here. Not it. All right.
Oh, the PK.
Yeah.
Pia Cordor. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Selfless Spirit.
Okay.
I don't think we have a lot going on. Yeah, we're just gonna pass back.
Okay. So
That at least blocks
wasn't
one
a
of
bad
these,
draw.
one of these dorks. Yeah,
Well, if he goes for the rally, like you get to keep your independence too.
that's true. Yep. And this dork is just like ticking down here.
Yeah, it sucks.
I'll put Rally the Peasants on.
Yeah.
JVL with the 2-1-3 sub. Thank you for the continued support. I do appreciate it.
so my thought here is I could. So bridge is only when a creature enters my graveyard, correct?
When it dies.
And it doesn't die
Die,
with
this-
Anaphanta.
this is a
Okay.
replacement
Yeah.
card.
So there's not really a reason for me to do anything but just draw a card here. I don't really feel a need to like pump the effects that I have there. So we'll just that's it.
It's from whenever a non-token creature put in from play.
That's
Is
it's
that
been eroded
the
to
same
die.
thing? Okay, it's got
Eroded
eroded.
to
Okay.
die.
Okay. I was say.
We didn't say dies back during Planar Chaos.
3.
Or Future Sight, whatever that was.
So here, this is a small thing, but keep in mind I can sacrifice the Shriekhorn. So I haven't done that yet. Not that when playing against people and testing, you want to like do things that confuse them. But the thought is that at an event, there's no reason to sack this earlier than you have to.
Correct.
And your opponents might very well not keep track of the fact that this is basically
a counter for this.
Yes, it is artifact, creature, or land. So my thought here is I might just want to sacrifice, so I can cast Rally the Peasants and then sacrifice these 5, getting rid of my Bloodghast. So that'll then elicit a block here and here, or so it'll, actually, yeah. All right, we're gonna go with that. I'm gonna cast Rally the Peasants.
Okay.
+2/+0 until end of turn.
You want to respond to that
Yep.
by putting this into play, right?
Yep.
So that way this gets the bonus.
So this,
And the Shriekhorn.
and the Shriekhorn.
This comes into play.
Now, if there were bridges here, which we haven't gotten to this situation yet, you can just feed a bunch of things to the Greater Gargan on it, like an end-of-turn step, if there's multiple bridges, to generate a positive token count. All these other cards go back into the graveyard.
Yeah.
And
Crunch.
We're coming in, boys.
team.
So on my side of the table, we're just going to go ahead and do boop, 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 and then sack this to make my dorks indestructible. So we take 6, going down to 7, and your other guy lives, actually. This is only going to be
Yeah,
a
it's all
2-2
two.
when damage happens.
Hello.
Yeah, so it's not great.
So Amalgam's gone.
And I'm at 7.
7 to 15.
Yep. All right. There's a Firelit Thicket and Path to Exiles that are good draws
The
now.
creatures that went away from this, there's
Oh,
they're exiled.
Faded.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, already over there.
There was only one, I believe.
All right.
Yeah, the
we
Bloodghast
drew
was-
Wall of Omens. That's not the worst.
Just a blocker.
It's a blocker that draws a card. Okay. That'll be okay next turn, maybe, hopefully.
A nice 6 drop in your hand. How's that feel?
These 6 of the 5 drops. So believe it or not, both of these cards board out in this matchup, and this one probably does too.
Interesting.
So,
So this
go ahead.
is a 7 power.
Wait,
Yeah.
am I supposed to? What life are you at? You're at 15.
15, big one.
You're at 15, so I'm at 7.
7.
So if I chump here, I could crunch you for 8, and then you're dead next turn.
8. It is 8. Yep.
I think I'm supposed to attack with both of these.
I mean, don't I just like? I mean, I don't. Yes, you attack. I just elicited card snake back. I think like a singular blocker.
Next turn, sure.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think
Yep.
I think that's still
That's
fine.
fine.
'Cause I'm trading, but you'd be going to. I guess that's tough. Maybe I'm just supposed to.
Maybe you just attack.
Maybe I'm just supposed to ship for 3 because like this isn't blocking either way, and this holds the
But, like-
the amalgam back.
Seems right.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think
Because
it's
you will lose your wall of
Take
omens
it.
anyway by chumping.
Yep.
So
Correct,
you have
yeah.
1 less on that
So I'm
guy.
shipping for
3.
3. Yeah.
12 to 7 is what we got there.
Yep. Or hold on, maybe
Yeah.
that's wrong.
I'm just going to get 12
Magic's
right now.
hard.
15,
Um,
7.
so my decision is changed by the fact that I have this in my hand, and I have an evolution. So I think the fact that I have an evolution means I want to chump with this so I can evolve this into a 4-drop.
Yep.
So yeah, so I'm actually
Yeah.
just going to crunch you for
Attack
4.
there.
4 is best.
Also, generally speaking, I think not that I would like the issue with me going all in on the rally play here is my options are
Correct.
0 and none.
Yep.
If I had more options, something to also keep in mind is the Anafinza is of high priority to stop any of my future interaction things from happening. So by attacking with it, he's basically saying it's not going to be involved with some
Correct.
sort of necessary block, or just to make a bad decision. If you limit yourself on your decisions you can make, it's really hard to make mistakes.
Yep.
I absolutely punted myself at a top 8 of regionals with a pointless block. It was great. So I guess what we're running into here is an issue. All right, we'll just do a little dredge here for the deck. More salvage. Not that it matters.
What are we trying to dredge into?
Yeah, so that's my question. If this was a more traditional dredge list, the thought would be we're trying to just get conflagrates in the graveyard and just try to run people over with those.
There's only 1 conflagrate in the deck.
Right.
Done, yeah.
I don't think that there's really anything that I'm
Um,
in a good position to go for. It's probably just going to be a series of attacks.
Trying to kill me with the board.
Yeah, and just draw a card.
yeah, this is all that's left. Yeah.
There's no... Oh, there is green sword, like mana confluence.
He has made a
So
couple.
like you can eventually hardcast the...
And a stomping ground.
Okay.
Ow.
Yep.
10. 10 for the guard.
That's a good reason to draw.
Sure.
All right, so you're at 10. I'm going to jump the Gargadon with Evan Irwin and block the prize amalgam with my 04 and then take 2.
Out of
I go
5.
to 5.
5 to 10.
Start my turn. Draw. All right, we hit a land. It doesn't help cast this PN Corinne Noir, but you know, baby steps.
Go get it, man. Let's go.
Kent's at 10.
10
so,
to 5.
so I'm going to go to 4 and cast Evolution on my Wall of Omens here. I think we're just supposed to get our second PN Corinne Noir here and just kind of go wide with blockers.
Gotta block the.
Narco
Gotta block the
Bubbles.
You
Narcomoebas.
can block most of the board with that, yeah.
Is that the best? That's the best 4. We've got like Baloth in here as another 4. I think PN Corinne's just the best though.
And then no attack, I'm assuming. Hold
No,
back
I
your
gotta
log.
crunch into him, right?
Yeah, man.
Yep. Crunch for 4.
6 to 4.
Good.
It's not. I mean, Anafin's is not blocking.
Right.
What's Kent at right now?
6 for Kent, 4 for Jeffro.
Well, kind of a nature of a deck when you go all in or limit your options in one way or another. Maybe I was supposed to Faithless Looting on an earlier turn, but he already had an Anafinza in play, which is a real limiter.
That's hard.
I think this is just a great example of if you want to bring hate for this deck, it's not hard to do, and frankly, if the deck does well at a large event, it's because people just don't care.
It's everyone else's fault.
Yeah, I mean, it really is. This is just another example of the affinity, conundrum. Like the deck is as good as people want it to be. So back to the game. The attacks that I have to present. I am at what life
6
again?
currently.
I'm at 6 life, and Jeff is at
4.
So, I definitely present the Gargadon.
Yep.
I don't think there's much of a question of that.
Yeah, sure. Leave it alone.
From there, though, I actually think I just want to give him the Amalgam. My thought here is it's still going to eat a Thopter.
You have no red sources out either, so you
None.
can't even
Right.
sack.
You can't even throw it
Yep.
after swinging.
So I think I'm just going to give him these two. I will be able to feed the Narcomoebas that chump his possible attackers to the Gargadon.
Was this attack wrong?
That's
That's
hard,
what I was
man.
thinking.
I don't
Could you-
think so.
Because now the amalgam gets to attack.
Now the amalgam gets to attack for
That's
free,
why I
and
was
I
saying-
can't take it, and then I can't use my mana.
You have to clock him.
I don't know.
I mean, like, I have cards in my hand and he doesn't.
Right.
Like, I'm playing Magic and like this, or yeah, I think I'm not supposed to have attacked with this. Like, even just like
So then
known
he can
information.
only attack with this, and you just chump. with,
Correct.
like,
Yeah, and
whatever.
then like I have infinite chumpers.
So you go back to 10 then.
Yeah, we're gonna fix that. I think that's way better. Like that
Yep.
puts you in a much worse position, right?
Yep, because I'm like these are my resources for the rest of the game.
Sure.
Jeff's resources are still this whole nice deck he has here, and then I have some things in my hand that don't really do anything. So we attack there.
This attack is definitely wrong, so we're gonna rewind that to make sure we get optimal line. So we'll block there.
And you're like 1 land
Did you
away
put this
from
down
just
there?
being
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
going.
just
So
throw it.
because I have this Revel Arc in my hand, just like one more land, and just like the whole world becomes our oyster.
Yeah,
Just get like blockers back and
Sure.
stuff even.
voice birds or birds or
Fire
no
the
wall selfless spirits probably it.
Or just
Even
like,
even birds.
Yeah.
or just like block with the P next turn. And
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah, that returns back then.
Was that actually supposed? So without the red mana, do you think you block with the P and K?
That's
Like,
what.
I
That's
think you
another
should
thing I
block
was
with
thinking.
the-
I think you block
Oh,
with this,
could
get
you
back
think
with
because
Revel
the
Arc.
Revel Arcs?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I
was
guess
another thing I was
yeah, that
thinking.
seems better. Yeah, let's do that.
Yep, because that card is not doing anything for
Correct.
you. As
It's
far
literally
as,
Grizzly
yeah.
Bears.
Four
That
mana,
was compared
double.
with the Narcomoeba.
It's Pia is a grizzly and
You brought
Kia
that.
is a grizzly.
Okay.
So good.
That isn't a land, but it's not the worst to draw in the world.
Could be a land for you.
It could, huh?
Could be a firelight ticket.
Not
So,
kidding.
One thing I would like to interject here. This is definitely a reason why Conflagrate
Yeah,
is a necessary card for the deck. Yes, I
Is
understand.
there a second one on the board?
Um,
gonna look.
I understand that this deck is trying to do something a little different with the bridge stuff, but anybody who's really, really big on playing Dredge, I would encourage you to go to MTG Mint card Zen Takahashi. Sorry, Zen. Has written a wonderful article that explains the cards that are important, and it pretty much focuses on this. This would have,
Those don't exist anymore.
yeah, this would loosen up this constriction, and actually in this situation would
All
have
of the above.
completely taken, the issue that we've run into and made it a much more manageable situation.
So,
But
I'm-
sidebar.
I'm just gonna go ahead and pass the turn here.
Jeez.
All right, so good thing you could assume here. Jeff's probably got the Chord. You really want to think, especially against your creature plus instant speed deck, they're going to want to use their mana every turn. He's not doing that. That usually indicates he's got something big and mean.
It's like the Coco decks that don't play anything on 4 mana. So unlucky.
What could it be?
Didn't
Could be
happen.
Restoration Angel too.
Sure.
So from here, I'm going to assume that he's got a collected company, which from what he's presented is for 4. And
Quarter calling.
Quarter calling. Whoops. Collected company is a good one. So with the quarter calling in mind, he would be doing it for 4, taking 1 damage, putting him to 3 life. But I still can't attack because, well,
That's so bad. Just trade everything off.
If he had Core though, like he
You have
doesn't
to-
block with the Pia, because he just goes and gets Resto Angel and blinks the Pia.
Yeah.
And gets
Like
another.
either that or he drew Cord for the turn.
but you're not factoring in his possession of the card Revel Arc. Like, I would still assume that a block with Pia is perfectly reasonable because these matching up here
Right.
are
This is
still
important,
pretty
yeah.
positive as opposed to Grizzly Bear with upside for the potential of Revel Arc.
Right.
I think the safest attack is probably still
Thanks. Oh,
just
Shit,
the
that
same one that we've presented. This is probably gonna if he has the Chord, it's probably a block with the Anafinza, and then he can blink it if that's what he wants to go with. I don't know. Okay, sure. Now this could still be a Chord. Oh, it's a path.
So someone said it could be a land for me earlier, and I almost think I just want to get my basic mountain here
Yeah.
Sure.
If
because
play-
you have another Gargadon coming
Yep.
down, so like this is
You need to close. The Gargadon is also up where if you draw a land, you get to evoke the Revel Arc,
yeah.
which will put the game into like frankly, it'll just put it into panic
Awful.
mode for me.
Yeah.
Because his Revelark will get back Selfless Spirit P and K, which I believe is his best sequence. This next turn, if he accomplishes that, that's adequate blockers. He could put this plus this on me, putting the counter on the Thopter. And I'm in, like, super chump blocky mode at that point, which is no bueno.
All right, so my draw for the turn was
Not a land?
Was not a land.
Okay.
But it's not the worst. I think we're still just best to play this for the turn, just like use our mana most efficiently. Although I guess setting this up makes this better next turn possibly. But
You can get back fat this turn.
That's what I was gonna say.
I mean,
Oh,
You want
Lark chump I think is still just fine.
Yep.
Yeah, just
So-
go to 3 here. Yep. Go ahead.
Top deck lightning bolt.
3 to 10.
So this is just another situation where Conflagrate would be wonderful. Just go,
Just kill me. Yeah.
just kill you.
well,
so-
you need a land. You wouldn't be able to kill me this turn.
Oh, I would believe in myself.
Good.
I just want to get a snapshot of that hand, that beautiful hand.
Got all these spells and not a lot to do with it. So the downside here is that if I even attack with the Gargadon, he blocks with the Revelark.
Yeah.
For the sake of expediency, I think I'm positive I'm just dead here. I'm at 10.
10.
Okay.
You need to attack?
3 attackers. I don't need to attack, so I just pass here.
All right. So on my side of the table, we found another removal spell, which isn't the worst. We can also just play this Eternal Witness out, and then rebuy Chord of Calling,
All that.
and then 6. So we can't chord for Resto this turn. We can chord for Resto next turn. So go ahead.
Writing's on the wall.
Yep. So from here, I am most definitely dead, but we'll have Jeff demonstrate his last turn of how he's going to kill me, because it's actually an
How the
interesting
game's
one.
mostly going to end. So
Yes.
I think we're just going to path this at the
Yep,
end, and stuff just
absolutely.
to get it off the board. And you stack it, or do you want it to land?
I do not want the land.
You only have
So
one mountain,
I'll
right?
draw for the turn,
Don't
and
want
then we will play this land out. I'm going to fetch a basic forest going to 2. And then we chord for Restoration Angel.
2.
This is 5, 6, 7, and then Restoration Angel blinks Revelark, and Revelark's a leaves the battlefield trigger.
Oh, Lord.
So
Okay.
when you resto Lark, it triggers, which is going to put Pia and Corindalar and let's just Selfless Spirit's probably the
Sure,
safest
man.
extra.
Go ahead.
And then we've got enough stuff,
Air.
and we've got other things
Airman.
in my hand, so eventually we're going to grind Cutter out of it.
So I think from here, like just to go through this turns of attacks, Jeff just cracks in with both of these, puts the counter on the Thopter,
Yep.
and like even if I elicit the double block,
Yep.
Here or whatever, it's just spiraling from here. Kind of a downside of the Dredge deck is when you do of any decks in this realm is when you pick your spot, it has to be enough from that point forward.
Yeah.
When you're sacrificing.
And the turn
your
you went into the
resources.
rally, the Peasants was.
It was fine.
I
Like,
think it was fine.
with Anaphinza in play, going deeper doesn't do any good for me. To me, that is also just an indicator of how I want, outside of my main engine of Dredge, Amalgams, and Bloodgas, I want my other win condition, be it Conflagrate or Bridge from Below. I want the most consistent one.
Yep.
And I think Bridge, while being the faster, is by far the less consistent. There are just certain situations where you're like, all right,
Yep.
that turn, if let's say
So
I
like
Dredge-
basically those bridges could be like more Conflagrates and Loams.
Because you don't want to run both of them, right? Like, you
Yeah.
don't want to bridge and Conflagrate?
Nope,
Correct.
because Conflagrate takes up slots, and also the other thing with Loam is it makes it where if you do, not that you have Gargadons with your Loam decks, or with your, you don't have Gargadons with your Loams, but it would let you be able to sacrifice them, your lands, in a better situation, and buy back some stuff. I'm really just surprised that there's not at least access to a couple Loams in this deck. The Dredge deck does a really good job of seeing whatever cards it wants to out of its deck.
Could you run Canopy if you were running low?
Prize Canopy.
To draw a card,
This is
Dredge?
probably the correct play.
So you absolutely could. I do think, though, that the deck is really trying to, like was mentioned earlier, red mana and black mana are your big emphasis.
Sure.
I wouldn't disagree, though, with it because it helps you have a little bit of wiggle around some of the exile effects and the like. So
play fourth one, and then we'll switch up the die matchups.
yes.
So I'm going to be on the play for the fourth game again. When we are testing, we make sure to rotate the play back and forth regardless of who wins or loses. My 7 is, again, has the Birds of Paradise in it, so we'll keep it. The rest of the hand is medium in this matchup, but we've got this, which can buy us some amount of time sometimes, so as long as Ken's draw isn't completely nuts.
I think this is one of those low-powered but acceptable hands you have to hold on to. We do get to pitch a few things. We're on the draw, so we get to see another card.
That one's so
Actually,
do you have
no.
a Dredger?
He's moved to discard.
You can just move to discard.
No, so that's we're gonna throw this back, but I'm just gonna take it. So
This hand's close, though.
it's
Oh, yeah, that's not...
Yeah.
like
You need a dredger, though.
Yeah.
it's pretty underwhelming.
Well, he can discard the salvage, but
You don't get
it's only
there.
3.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, you don't get there either.
Not worth it.
And one of the things about the Dredge deck is we talked earlier about mulliganing to 5 and getting there a lot is this is a 1-2-3 deck, so this deck probably mulligans as well as Tron in the format. Like,
Yeah,
you just
sure.
are looking for your important pieces, don't be afraid to throw it back.
Yep. Well, like Jeff was mentioning earlier, in testing, while it's important to mulligan appropriately, you really want to make sure you're picking spots where your deck can still operate. I do think if I was to be testing this, I would accept the 5 card.
Yeah.
But that's just more of a, also I don't think this deck cares if it has 5 or 6 cards.
Correct.
It's
Yeah,
just,
that's fair.
it's dumping everything in the graveyard.
Yeah.
Without conflagrates, it really doesn't care.
Yeah.
The other version, the cards do matter in some regard, because your biggest resource for having cards is the start of the game outside of getting some Life from the Loans going.
So, something I want to comment on in chat. Someone mentioned Modern Nexus ranking things in tiers in the format. I hate those rankings so much because they draw a lot of their data from Magic Online, and Magic Online is not real life in so many different ways.
I have something I want to share. For those of you that know me a little bit, I'm on Team Card Hoarder, and something we're currently working on because we know folks love their tier lists. We're actually going to be putting up a tier list starting with Standard. And then from there, we're actually considering doing one for Modern as well. But we're going to be doing it off of, as opposed to aggregate data, which is kind of ridiculous for Moto, we're going to do it based off the experience of the guys on the team and just kind of our perceptions of the format.
Just like a continual updating.
Yeah,
list.
just every week, or in Modern's case, maybe every month. So that's something to keep a lookout for, cardhoarder.com/content.
You're wrong, though, Kent, because my LGS at F&M, Abzan Collected Company wins every single week.
Yep.
So you're wrong.
Yep. And you know what the best part is about being wrong? I don't care.
But you are wrong.
I just don't care.
Jesus.
So I actually think I can keep this hand.
I think so, too.
This one's fine. If I see a Dredger in the first couple turns, I'm in good shape. I have the looting, so we'll be okay. Let's scry and see what we get.
Sacred Foundry Alien there for
Oh,
one.
God, I
Keep
like
it.
that, too.
All right. Force Bird, go.
This is a great hand.
Will you show me this deck list? Like, I don't even know what's going on.
What? Yeah, I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
This is the hottest. This is the great turn one.
19. Yep. Okay.
Go.
All right.
So
Man, I don't like my Restore Balance matchup.
Yeah, it can be good.
We're going to go ahead and play out the Courser of Crufix.
Yep.
Flip our top card over.
Champion. That's supposed to be a spell. The next one's supposed to be a land.
Oh, that's so awkward. Go ahead.
Hope you lose.
That's just bad deck building right there.
Boy.
What can you do?
18.
I actually think I was supposed to bottom this.
I don't know. No,
So
you
I'm
already
not going to
have
see
one?
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to cast the Faithless Looting. Yeah, never mind.
Never
I'm a
mind.
skillful magician.
Never mind,
I'm a
everybody.
skillful magician.
Nothing to
So,
see here. Jesus.
okay. So I need to discard 2, but what I'm trying to figure out from here is the appropriate triggers to make that happen. And I actually, yeah. So my thought is that I discard these 2 cards. So this is definitely getting discarded. That's one of 2.
Yeah, 1 billion.
From there, I think I just discard this other amalgam. And then I'm gonna take 2.
Yep.
Buy back the Bloodghast.
Delayed trigger.
Delayed trigger on the amalgam.
Yep.
I'm then going to play a Neonate.
And you're going to lose.
You got another amalgam?
Yep.
Yep. So that one's not going to come back till my
yeah,
step.
yep,
Yep.
yep.
Oh, no.
Look, this is a 2-4.
Oh,
I'm not
no.
sure if you're aware.
Sure. That's good.
All right. So we'll go to end of turn. So we put the amalgam in play.
Yep.
That then is going to trigger this amalgam.
So at the beginning of my end step,
Well, we're gonna sack.
I'm going to sack this one here.
Right now. So
sure,
loop 'em.
but then this one's not going to come back till your end of your next turn.
Ooh, so this was the reverse of the previous situation.
Yeah.
So I'm actually going to keep this in play.
Because this one's getting triggered by
Yep.
this amalgam, which means
Yep.
this doesn't come in until the beginning of the next end step, which is my turn.
Yep.
That's when we do the
Because
loop,
this
right.
one didn't see the blood gas.
Yep. Go on ahead.
So I'll draw this Razor Verge Thicket, flip my top card over. Voice of Resurgence. Don't really want to draw that. So we have a little bit of awkwardness here because I have Pia and Crindalar in my hand, and if I play Razor Verge Thicket, I can't cast that. But I have this fetch land, and I don't really want to draw this voice, so we'll go up to 21, and then fetch down to 20 and go back to 21.
My standard format right there.
Right? Yep.
I take full credit for introducing Corsair Crucifix to the world. You're all welcome.
That was a great standard format.
I just it
Remember that
happened.
black-green deck you played that one time? The modern deck? The rock deck? Black-green rock deck? That deck was hot.
Nom, nom, nom,
I'll
nom.
go over our next card. Hey,
Yeah, I pulled the week 1 trigger on Corsair and Monsters, and it was just like, oh, I remember in top 8, I downread all the way up to Ultimate, hitting 0 creatures, and then handily won.
Just because it looks weird on.
Okay.
Okay. All right, my turn. Trigger. So the issue here now is I don't know how effectively we're going to be able to attack, but I don't think I really care. So we're just going to put this in play.
Yep.
We're going to untap. We're going to take this down.
Yep.
We're going to draw a Golgari Grave Troll.
There you go.
Basically.
Nailed it. Oh,
So I'm just going to attack.
Come and get me.
You're attacking. I think I'm just the correct play is just jump here and then take 5. I'm at 21. Yeah, I'm just gonna
Yep.
jump and take or
So you
bounce
jump.
and take 5. Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to sack all of these.
Yep.
Lucky.
Cast a Faithless Looting.
Yep.
This is so fun, this deck.
You have another amalgam?
No.
Oh jeez.
No, no.
That's a fetch land. Yep.
Yep. Delayed triggers.
Yep.
This deck is so dumb. I
So
like
this
deck.
is really cool, and I'm actually really impressed with Gargadon.
Yeah, sweet.
Gargadon's a good one.
I was really, I don't know. I'm not sold on Bridge, but anyway.
I believe
I
that.
completely agree with you on Bridge.
So I actually have. I'm going to take another pain
Oh,
here.
jeez.
Yeah, we're going ham. Go hard in the paint. Let's go. Okay. God, yeah.
And for reference, there we'd have fixed it if it would have happened. But Kent should looting there before playing this because if he hit another amalgam,
Amalgam.
he would
Yeah,
want
you're
a delay
right.
trigger.
Yep.
But we didn't hit an amalgam.
Yep.
We'd have fixed it if it had happened. So end step, these come back.
End step. So when the first one comes back, we're going to sack it.
Yep.
So when this one comes back,
It triggers that one.
this
So that one's going to come back
Yep.
on my end step.
Real nice.
So we'll draw this Chord of Calling, flip over my top card, it's Path to Exile. So this bird in my hand is free to play out with Chord.
You got it.
You got it. A lot of... I have a few different choices here. I think we need to wait to Chord until we have some blockers declared this next turn. Your last card's Rally the Peasants, isn't it?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
I'm going to play this Razor Verge Thicket that Kent knows about, gaining...
You're at 16 to 16? Is
I
that
would
what we
have
have?
17.
He's going to 7.
Oh, you played another lane. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. 17, 16.
17, 16. And then I think I'm supposed to just pass the turn here. Yeah, and unfortunately there's no good point for me to Chord for Anafenza here, because if I Chord for 3, he'll just sack his board in response.
This is so good. We get to bring back our friends.
And then
And your
this one's not going to be in play. Well, you're going to have one amalgam in your graveyard if you sacrifice the one that's in play. This is not going to come back till your next end step.
No, I'm going to do this.
Oh, during my main phase.
Yeah, during
Oh,
the main phase.
jeez.
I want them all now. I
Come
want
on,
all
man.
my attackers now, because my Gargadon is just going to come off the
and the main phase, too.
the
We're
old
doing this,
fashioned.
baby.
Yeah.
Who's my set? Actually,
No,
sir.
Sir, I would like
End
to.
of your main
I would
phase,
like to.
too?
I'd like to use your main phase if
Yep,
you don't
you are
mind.
completely correct.
Thanks. Main phases are fun. Magic is fun. Untapping is the most fun.
Yeah, it's like
Cast.
Resolves.
Remand.
Remand.
Oh no!
Bird makes blue mana. Kind of
Crush you. Man, what are we doing here? Huh?
Oh, that's kind of tilting.
That is very interesting.
Oh well.
Sure.
This deck just has the funniest cards in it. It makes me so happy.
You haven't had a Dredge this entire game, have
Nope.
you?
What's Dredge?
What's Dredge? Yep.
I was gonna ask what the name of the deck was because crappy 4-color aggro.
So one thing that's worth noting is
Versus aggro.
Bridge gets exiled when tokens hit the yard. So I can sacrifice a Thopter from PN Karanar to exile his Bridge.
Yep.
I'm going to start before blocks by passing the Gargadon.
God, that is so rude.
He worked very hard to get that.
That is
I'll
so.
suspend it.
So, since my opponent has presented a combination of removal spells, I think I'm just gonna concede this match.
God, that is so rude.
Yeah. Yeah. We just got bodied. That's. Oh, hey, look.
There's the Conflagrate. That's weird.
Yeah. So from there, he exiles that. I get the land.
I'm
Kill all
gonna
your
block
guys.
a whole bunch of things and then Chord for Anafenza before damage.
Yep.
Kill all your guys.
Yep.
Well,
And then I'm gonna Shriek Horn in response and still be dead.
God bless you.
So, you know, we saw some good things from the deck. I did think we saw some really questionable things. Like, Bridge from Below can obviously get there and do really, really good things, but it feels like a deck that already has a need to mulligan is being pressed even further because if it doesn't do its
Because of
thing in the
Bridge, yeah.
first, like, 3 turns,
Shriekhorn seems okay. Shriekhorn and Greater Gargadon both seemed okay.
I can be fine with Gargadons. I really like Tormenting Voice, but that's more of
So this is
lean towards the Conflagrate stuff. Is this
was Zion's.
Well, I thought
Yeah.
that you needed
go
the
ahead,
bridges
stop
for the
recording.
Greater Gargadon.